Hey now, what's happening? This is gonna be a quick tutorial about the Z-drive units. So this tug is considered a tractor tug, and what that means is these two units right here are called Z-drive units, and they turn 360 degrees. Okay, you see what I mean? Now, I'm only doing that because I know the engine's off and nothing. You don't want to spin them like that when you're underway. So, imagine a big propeller is on the back of each of these, shooting water out this way. So, this is called the all-stop position or opposed position. So, you've got water shooting out of here and shooting out of here. And that holds your tug in place because the water's working against each other, holding you down. If you wanted to go ahead, you would turn the drives this way. So now your big propeller's back here, shooting water out your stern, makes you come ahead. You know what I mean? Now you bring it back to all stop, and you want to go astern. The water shooting out this way out your bow, so you're going backwards. Okay? So back to opposed. Let's say if you wanted to come ahead slowly, you would just ease it ahead. So the water's starting to shoot out your stern, but not, not the full force of, ahead easy. You're just easing that way or easing back, okay? So opposed, forward, ahead easy, stern easy, okay? Now, let's say you're driving already going forward, and let's say you're running through the kills or running through a river or whatever. If you want to turn to starboard, you just take one drive, because that's all you really need to, when you're running a light boat, all you really need is one drive. And you turn the back end of it, or the propeller, so you're shooting water out that side, and that brings your bow around to starboard. Same thing for turning to port. You turn it just a little bit to port, and it brings your bow around. Or if you wanted to turn hard to port, you can go like that, and it'll whip the whole thing around. Or starboard, same thing. You can use both drives and whip the whole thing around. You don't normally want to do that unless you're trying to avoid something or coming around the stern of a ship or something like that. The faster you go, the less rudder it takes. So let's say I was doing 8 knots, very little movement on either one to turn the boat one way or the other. Now at slower speeds like 5 knots, you have to give it a little bit more rudder, but not a heap. Little baby movements will keep your boat from rocking, waking up the crew underneath. You don't need a lot of rudder to do really anything, unless you're coming to and from the dock. Then you might need a little bit more rudder and a little bit more power, but not a whole lot. The less rudder movements and less power you use coming to and from the dock, the better for everybody. We'll get into that at another video, but for right now, just a quick tutorial. These are the units. That's kind of the gist of how I steer the boat, or how anybody steers the boat. And really all you have to do is remember that the drives are back here when you're starting off. So just imagine water shooting out the back of your units like this, wherever you go. And if both drives are forward, you can kind of look at it almost like you got a tiller back there, you know what I'm saying? You want to turn this way, you have the tiller, shoot your water that way, turn around this way. I know that's kind of a weird way of looking at it, but that's kind of how I looked at it when I began, because I had job boats and whatnot. But yeah, let me show you this. So this is the view from the seat of these. You always want to leave them when you shut the boat off in the opposed position as well. Anyway, that's the Z-drive units. I hope that answers some questions, and thanks for watching. Yay.